Welcome to my world. Won't you come on in? Miracles, I guess, still happen now and then. Look into my world. Leave your cares behind. Welcome to my world, built with you in mind. Knock and the door shall be open. Seek and you will find. Ask and you will be given love's peace of mind. I'll be waiting there with my arms unfurled, waiting just for you. Welcome to my world.
Yes, this is me. I got a lot of inboxes saying, is that you singing it? Yes.
Welcome to my world. Welcome.
There you go. Hey, everybody. Songfather here on this Thursday, June 6th, 2019. Today was a hot one. Mostly humidity, but still a hot one. You know, a lot of sweating going on. A lot of sweating to the oldies. Remember that? Let me just get this quickly out of the way. I need everybody's help out there. I need about 100,000 signatures to send to The Price is Right and ask them to please unmic the contestants. They are annoying, loud, screaming. I can't take it. I just can't take it. I can take it. And also today, June 6th, is 75 years since stormed the beaches of Normandy on D-Day. And you know, especially back then, that was a very, very important strategic move to restore peace to the world. Totally done in the dark of the night. Nobody had any idea, and boom, boom, boom. And, you know, again, you know, I've said it many times. These are perfect, you know, strangers to us who put their lives on the line, you know, for peace so that we could have what we have today. And, you know, not only just here, but, you know, around the world. And I said especially back then. So we remember D-Day today on the 6th. The Yankees, I'm not going to say anything. They lost their third straight. They're starting to look like the bad news bears. They're overthrowing the ball. They're missing the cutoff guy, making errors like crazy. What are you going to do? You know, somebody said yesterday, I think it was my friend Peter Laciana, aren't they in first place? Okay, yeah, but you know what? You know, I got like a Steinbrenner mentality. You know, I wish I had 1% of what his wallet was, but you know, no, you don't. You don't shrug it off. You don't say, "Oh, the pitching wasn't doing what they're supposed to," and they come all the way back. They were down, I think it was 3-0. And then they come all the way back to take the lead 4-3. Then they take the lead 7-3, and then the pitcher can't give it up. And Vladimir Gugu, whatever his name is, Jr., who's on a tear and one of the premier hitters now, and especially power hitters in the league. You know, I put one right down the middle. Boom, he smacks a home run, and that's the end of that. You know, 3-run homer. So then they go up. I mean, they ended up scoring, I don't know how many runs, 5 runs that inning, and ridiculous. That's the third game in a row that they lost, like I said. But it's the third game in a row that they either had the lead or came back and took the lead and then just pissed it away. I just can't. It's unacceptable. Not for the money they're making and you know, for the money it costs to go to a game or to get cable TV just so you can watch your favorite team at home. So, you know, there's a lot of money being spent out there. And, you know, some of these unbelievable contracts that they get, you know, we're actually paying for. And I think we forget that. You know, I think they say right now a family of 4 who wasn't given tickets to go. A family of 4 to go watch a game is roughly around a $500 bill. To go to watch baseball? I'll sit here with my new lemonade drink, and I'll watch it on TV. Forget about it. $500 to go to the Yankee game? No, sorry. Can't do it. Can't do it. So, pet peeve. I was going to do one pet peeve a day, maybe 2, but this one. How many times have we seen pictures, of a dog put up on social media, and it says, "I bet I won't even get one like." Really? Are we supposed to believe that this dog is actually on the computer looking for likes? I mean, come on. What's he doing? He's going on the thing and he's saying, "Hey, bitches." Yeah, I'm a pit bull. I live I live out in the island down by the water. Why don't you look me up? Maybe we could hook up one day. But I don't know. I don't get it. I also don't get sometimes. And it's not that I call people out. I don't do it, but other people have, and they'll say, "I want to wish my, for argument's sake, I want to wish my nephew happy graduation today," or "I want to wish my my Aunt Sylvia, happy birthday today." And then somebody will say, "Oh, that's nice. Is she on, say Facebook? Is she on Facebook?" Well, no. But then what are you doing? Who are you wishing it to? Who's seeing it? If you're wishing somebody in particular, on any kind of event, even if it's just to say hello and I love you, okay, that's nice. But if they're not on it, what are you doing? I don't know. Crazy stuff. So, as I said before, yes, that is me singing "Welcome to My World." I love the song, I always have. And that's how I want to start the shows off with, instead of me having to sing it every week, which I wouldn't mind doing anyway. I think it's nice to have that playing in the background while I get things ready. I'm welcoming you into the world. It's a nice thing. So, what else? Got rid of that. The dogs. We'll get to this other idiot later because it is unbelievable. Here's one down in Charlotte. A sheriff wants to get engaged, ask his girl to marry him. So he goes to a K Jewelers, and, the door's got buzzers on them now. Most jewelers do, unless you're in the mall. But so he's, jiggling the door, knocking on the window. They're not letting him in. So he's like, what are you doing? I want to come in. I want to buy an engagement ring. No, you can't come in. You have a gun. He goes, well, yeah, I know. I'm the sheriff. I'm a sheriff. I have to. And he's in full uniform. I'm on my lunch break round. They wouldn't let him in. Wow. I don't want to be that store. God forbid something happens and they need some help from that police department. From that sheriff's department. I mean, come on, people. The stupidity is unbelievable. But and just so people understand, why didn't he just put his gun in the car? They're not allowed. Okay, they have to carry. If they're on that gun has to be on their possession at all times, even when they're off duty. And. We've had that in the hospital, and when I used to work at an amusement park, and guys were off duty and coming in with their family, and you always have to carry a gun with you, just what's expected. And the reason behind that is that even though you're off, you are sworn in to preserve the peace and protect the community. And if you happen to be somewhere, even if you're not on duty, and there's a crime going down, you're expected to do what you can to alleviate it and take care of it and make an arrest or whatever. So, no, you can't leave the gun in the glove compartment or the trunk. And God forbid somebody breaks into the car and steals the gun. Your career's gone. It's over. It's done. For what? So here's a guy in uniform. I mean, picture that. Big, imposing guy down in the Carolinas in a sheriff's uniform with the sheriff's hat, the badge, the whole routine, and the gun, and they won't let him in. Oh, man. Crazy stuff. So the other day we did the song by Mr. Dino Croscetti, and it was An Evening in Roma, if you remember that. And this one is called Arrivederci Roma. And he, in the song, he met a girl, and they kind of fell in love, and he has to leave now. He has to go back home, take care of his stuff, and I'm saying goodbye to Rome, but I'm coming back. So please, keep me in your heart. Keep those wedding bells, ringing, because I am coming back, and we're going to get married. Now, was he full of shit? I don't know. No, I'm only kidding. But yeah, so it was Arrivederci Roma. Arrivederci Roma. Goodbye, goodbye to Rome, city of a million moonlit faces, city of a million warm embraces, where I found the one of all the faces, far from home. Arrivederci Roma. It's time for us to part. Keep my lover's arms outstretched and yearning. Save the wedding bells for my returning. Please be sure the flame of love keeps burning in her heart.
It's time for us to part.
Save the wedding bells for my returning. Keep my lover's arms outstretched and yearning. Please be sure the flame of love keeps burning in her heart. I will return, e ritorno presto. Wait for me, please. What a song, huh? Nice tune, Italiano song. Beautiful, beautiful. Beautiful. A bella canzone, as they say, in Italia. So, yeah, so I get it back to the sheriff thing. I don't understand the thinking behind it. Maybe it was, we don't have all the information. We never do. But maybe there was only one person in there, and, could have been a guy dressed up as a cop and coming in to rob them. You never know, but, I don't know. So here's the other thing on the news. A little crazy. A man was arrested. I don't remember where it was from, excuse me. But he was arrested for pouring ketchup on his wife while she was asleep. I'm not even going to attempt to try to understand or figure out where he was pouring the ketchup. I'll leave that to everybody's imagination. But with everything that's going on out there, how is that newsworthy to, really, if it was like, one of those quirky kind of things, but it was a breaking news thing. And it's, being splashed all over social media. I've seen it on the news at least, the TV news 3-4 times already. It was ketchup. I mean, okay, so stupid thing to do. You're being an idiot. Were you preparing a meal? I don't know. I'm not going to go there. But with everything else going on, murders and kidnappings and this and that, and the homeless people and just so much stuff going on. I don't know how that's newsworthy. But on the other side of the coin, if it was meant to get a chuckle, then great, because that's what we need. We need more stories like that then. But it was presented as a real serious story, And the guy got locked up. I don't know, assault with a ketchup? I don't know. I guess he ran out of anticipation. I get it. I'll wait until you get it. Not yet. Forget it. But yeah, so I don't know. I don't get it. But that was crazy. And then there was a nurse that was charged, male nurse, with 85 murders. All, and some, there was something like 30 or 40 more almost deaths. What do they call them? Angel of death. There's been many, many cases over the years where nurses or even doctors have gone in and brought somebody like to the edge so they could be the first one to bring them back. It's like firemen setting fire to a house so they could be the first one there to put the fire out and be a hero and all that stuff. But at what point does somebody's antennas go up and say, wait a minute, everywhere this guy is, somebody's dying, or somebody's almost dies. How does it get to, if you add the 85 murders that he's got, and, they're calling them deaths, not murders, but they're murders. And then another 40, it's 120 people that have either died or came very close to dying. And why does it take so long to figure this out? Why doesn't somebody in administration or somebody in that hospital or somebody in the security department say, wait a minute, what, another one? There seems to be a pattern here. Well, maybe we better check it out. Maybe we better put in a camera somewhere or something. I mean, I really don't quite understand that, but it's, I am going to say 99.9999% of all the nurses out there are wonderful, dedicated, caring, unselfish, and especially I know that from being a patient way too many times, and then from working in St. Francis. And, sometimes they don't even get a meal, or they got to grab something quick for 10 minutes and they got to come back out. And, they don't get a break, and they're doing 12-hour shifts. And, it's almost a thankless job until you are there, and until it's you as a patient or your friend or your loved one or somebody in your family. And then you see, really what they do. And they take a lot of abuse. I'm being so serious about that, and where they shouldn't, but they do. But what I learned early, when I had to go in 1999, I had to go in for colon surgery. And I ended up, it was a horrible experience. Mistakes were made, and I ended up having like 4 surgeries on my colon, and then a colostomy bag, and then a reversal, and then a special hernia mesh put in because I've been cut open so many times it couldn't close right, and lost my belly button. I mean, it's a whole bullshit thing. But in the very beginning, I was very upset about the fact that you got to answer the same questions like every 10 minutes. One goes out, somebody else comes in, your name, your date of birth, what are you in here for, what's going on? Everything's right there on the friggin' chart there. What are you asking me all the same shit for? So it turns out while I was in the hospital, a nurse came in to check on me, and it turned out to be somebody that we all grew up with, me and my sisters and everything. And so that made me feel good. I know I had somebody in my corner, watching me. So I asked her, why do I have to go through this every time? I understand about, the bracelet and make sure it's the right one and the right date of birth, and especially when you're dispersing meds and all that. I get that. But I said, why? It's the same things over and over again. I get answer the same questions, and then everybody's writing them down. Don't you talk to each other when you do report at the end of your shift? And, yeah, but we do that in case something happens. We have everything documented. I was like, wow. That hit me hard. So from that moment on, I started keeping a diary. What's my temperature? Thank you. What was my blood pressure? Thank you. What are you doing there? And I kept a very intense diary of every day what doctors have said to me when they came in. And, it helped me to save my own life twice in the hospital. I almost died twice. And I urge anybody out there that goes to the hospital, it's not an insult, and believe me, the nurses do not take it as an insult. That if you have to go in, God forbid, if you have to go in for surgery, if you're in for any kind of, infection, whatever, or family members, loved ones, whatever, keep a diary, just in case. Just keep a diary. Pages get lost, things happen, things turn the wrong way. You never know. You've heard so many times, that's why they mark your leg now. If you're going to do an operation on your leg, say they're doing something with your veins or whatever it is, the doctor comes in and signs that leg. So there's a almost impossible chance of taking the wrong leg or operating on the wrong leg. And, it's all caused by litigation, and most of it is rightfully so. They got to protect themselves. The money they make is almost obscene sometimes. Not the nurses, but the doctors. But what they're paying in malpractice insurance, just in case, is just as obscene. And that's why everything is all up in the cost of surgeries or the cost of hospital stays. I think the average now in the United States is somewhere around $1,600 a night. That's just for the bed. That's not counting the meds. It's for the bed and the nurses and everything else. You start in all this extra medication, God forbid, if you have like I did, an infection, oh boy, and they're coming in, shots in the stomach and all kinds of antibiotics through the IV, and just keep a diary, be diligent, and just be aware. That's all. That's all I got to say. But I will just say this one more time: they're the best, the nurses. For what they do, for what they know, they do most of the charting. They do most of the observations and write everything down. They do most of the suggestions, and the doctor comes in, and I know, like my mother, may she rest in peace, every time a doctor came in to talk to her when she was in the hospital, and then, okay, thank you, Mrs. Grosso, have a good day, see you tomorrow or the next day. And as they're walking out, she would go, yeah, there goes another $65 for what? What did he do? Ask me a couple of questions. I said, Ma, what are you doing? You don't want to make enemies of these people. It's like telling the waitress or the waiter when you go to a restaurant that they're ugly and stupid before you get your food. You just don't do that. And I said, it's not like you're paying for it. It's insurance is paying for it. And she just looked me right in the eye and she goes, and who's paying? The insurance company. Okay, Ma, you got it. You're right. But anyway, just do that. Be diligent. So... All right, next song by Mr. Dino Carochetti, one of my favorites, and reminds me of my cousin Nicky up in heaven now. And there's a part in that song where the verse is, other dances may be on the floor. And I don't know why, grown men, we would sing, other dancers may pee on the floor, and then we go hysterical laughing. Everybody look at us like, what the hell is wrong with these two guys? But I don't know, it's just something. So... when he passed away, his wife Maria, she asked if you want anything in particular at the wake, and I said, well, she was, I'm going to play music, because he was really into music. I said, could you play Sway? That would be unbelievable. And so she did. Other dancers me pee on the floor. Yeah, well, really? But Bobby Rydell. He was the first Dino, and then Bobby Rydell had a nice hit with it. He did a lot with it. Did you hear it again? I wit it. Bobby Rydell, Richie Ardelli, I think his last name is, did a lot of Dean Martin songs later, like Volare and this one and a couple others, but was really amped up and popped it up for the style of music that was popular then. And another guy still making tours today. I think he's 104 years old, but no, I'm only kidding. But so here is Sway, because I like this song. Everybody get up, go in the kitchen where there's a nice tile floor and slide and sway across the floor, if you don't mind. Oh! When Marimba rhythms start to play, dance with me, make me sway, like a lazy ocean hugs the shore. Hold me close, sway me more, like a flower bending in the breeze. Bend with me, sway with ease. When we dance, you've got a way with me. Stay with me, sway with me. Other dancers may pee on the floor, dear, but my eyes will see only you. Only you have the magic technique. When we sway, I go weak. I can hear the sound of violin long before it begins. Make me thrill as only you know how. Sway me smooth, sway me now. more time. Other dancers may pee on the floor, dear, but my eyes will see only you. Only you have the magic technique. When we sway, I go weak. I can hear the sound of violin long before it begins. Make me thrill as only you know how. Sway me smooth, sway me now. You know how. Sway me smooth, sway me now. Nikki, that was a good one. That was a good song. We always liked that song, and very popular song, even still today. And I get a lot of requests for it. You know, hey, could you do Sway? Yeah, I can. So, and I just did. So, hope you're watching, and you know, hope everybody shares. You know, as I do this, we just had our 4th show in a row, over 1,000 views. So. You know, the word is getting out there, which is great. Now we can, you know, build it up. 2,000, 5,000, 250 million views. My goodness. But, hey, you know, you never know. And, you know, I'm not going to run out of songs, that's for sure. I get requests for a lot of songs that I can't do. You know, maybe if I had my own band, then we could change the keys around a little bit. But, you know, some of them, they just, everybody wants me to do so many Jerry Vale songs and Jimmy Roselli, and it's just out of my range, you know. And it bothers me because, you know, I like to help people. I like to give them what they want, and sometimes I just can't. So shut the hell up and just sit back and listen. No, I'm kidding. Kind of. All right, so anyway, here's a song by the king of rock and roll, Elvis 2 A's, Aaron Presley. And James Taylor had his own little version of it, and he had a pretty big hit with it, but it was on the album. Really didn't do well as a single. Does very well when he's on tour, when he's on the stage. But it's called Steamroller Blues. And when Elvis first came out with this song, and even James Taylor, they were met with a lot of resistance to that song because there's a line in the song that says, "I'm going to inject you," you know, and I'm like, oh, I know what that means. They're trying to hide behind the music, but he's talking about sex in him, you know. And, you know, so back then it was, you know, too much, you know, overseeing and policing everything, and, you know, TV shows, and now there's like nobody out there. You could say what you want. You know, there's all kinds of songs out there about killing cops, having sex, doing this, doing that, TV shows, murders, rapes. I mean, it's just somewhere we got to come, like, not back to where it used to be and not where it is now. Come back into the middle somewhere, and always remember that, you know, there are children out there listening to these songs and, you know, adapting to that way of life and that lifestyle and those attitudes. And, you know, it can't have any positive future when you're going down that path. So, you know, just let's be nice. Let's think about what we're doing and do right things for our kids so that will continue before this whole earth explodes. I saw a thing on Facebook yesterday, and I don't know how true it was, but it showed the world spinning, and every time there was an earthquake, it like little like light lit up in the world somewhere. And they did it from 1933 all the way till now. And then, and you watch it, and boom, 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 boom. And it's following the path of all the faults, you know, they call the cracks, the faults that are in the earth. And if you look at it, it looks like the earth is going to fall apart, like tomorrow. We got to get a hold of, what's her name there, Ocasio, and ask her, because, you know, the world is going to end in 5 years, but that's from global warming. But what about from these earthquakes? I mean, the world could end this weekend. Well, I got to get to her right away. Hope she's not too busy. Maybe she could make me a drink. Anyway, yeah, she is a very smart woman. I understand that, but, you know, wow. So this is called Steamroller Blues, and it's a down, nitty-gritty kind of ooh song. Love it. You can tell right away. I'm a steamroller, baby, about to roll on you. Oh. I'm a steamroller, baby, about to roll on you. I'm gonna inject your soul with sweet rock and roll, shoot you full of heaven and blue, yeah. I'm a cement mixer, a churning urn of burning funk. I'm a cement mixer, a churning urn of burning funk. Hefty now, baby. Oh, a hefty hunk of steaming junk. Oh. Yeah. Slide across that floor. Very good. Now, go put some clothes on. Here we go. Well, I'm a steamroller, baby. I'm bound to roll on with you. Yes, I'm a steamroller, baby. I'm bound to roll on with you. I'm gonna inject your soul with sweet rock and roll, shoot you full of rhythm and blues. Here we go. I'm a napalm bomb, guaranteed to blow your mind. I'm a napalm bomb, guaranteed to blow your mind. If I can't have your love now, baby, there won't be nothing left behind. Kind of a threat. It's kind of a threat at the end of that song, don't you think? Don't you know? But yeah, I love that song. I love it. Gets you going, you know. It gets the juices going. Oh, goosebumply and beautiful, beautiful song. And then James Taylor's was, he's usually laid back and mellow and sweet baby James, but he nitty grittied it too. He does a good version of it. I really like it. And so anyway, let's see. Did I get everything I wanted to say out of here? The ketchup, the sheriff, the nurses, the Yankees, D-Day. What do you know? I did. Let me just say one thing about, I got the Fire Stick. And I don't know if anybody got it. I think it's Amazon Fire Stick. And I got it because, lately there's just, I got probably like most of these, close to, I think it's 300,000 channels, and I watch 3 of them. It's just, it's so ridiculous. And, they got a gun to your head because, even to watch those 3, you still got to get the, this package and that package. And, oh, you want the phone on top of that? Oh, wait a minute. You need the Wi-Fi. And it's the next, it's so stupid. It's just, we're stupid for paying it, but, you need it. I needed to do this, to do work, whatever. But, so I get the Fire Stick. So on the nights that, there's really nothing on, I'll go through that. And let me tell you, if you don't have it, go get it. It's not that expensive. But especially if you're into the old TV shows, and I don't mean like, Howdy Doody old. I mean, Cheers and, and all those shows from the 70s and some of them from the 60s. and The Odd Couple, and I mean, I Love Lucy, and the Brady Bunch. I can go on and on. It's just unbelievable. Perry Mason, Columbo, and and it's kind of like what's that other thing called? Netflix. It's kind of like that, where it just keeps playing, But one thing it doesn't do is say, "Are you still there?" And you have to go and click yes, which is ridiculous, But it'll play through. Say you want to do season 5 of Cheers. It'll play from the beginning to the end, and then it'll go back to the main menu. And if you don't choose anything, then it just shuts down. So you fall asleep in the middle of this run, big deal. You wake up, you know what? And the TV wasn't on the whole night because, I don't know about you, but I find myself having dreams that are about me in the situations that my ears are hearing while I'm sleeping on TV. I've been running down the streets with the guys from Law and Order. I've been at the Barone's house on Everybody Loves Raymond. I mean, I don't know, man. I need to go lay on a couch somewhere, I think. But anyway, so it's not expensive at all. I think you can get it for $49. And it's everything. Movies, tons of movies, new releases, old releases. BBC. You can even get CBS, NBC, ESPN. There's a whole bunch of them. It's like, wow, what an invention this thing was. I wonder how long that was around before they decided, we can release it. But if you like it, and especially if you like going back, because in my opinion, today's shows are shit. Today's comedies, there's nothing funny about them. I don't know. I don't know who thinks they're funny, and I think because the executives are more involved in the production end of it, and where they should just stay with the money part of it, and hire the good writers and everything else, And I saw a picture the other day, and it was Carl Reiner and Mel Brooks and Dick Van Dyke and somebody else that are still alive, but they're in their 90s. And I got to think, like, if they watch TV, they got to be saying, what the hell is this? Half the time, there's nothing funny about it. I don't get it. But anyway, Dick Van Dyke Show, too, you can get to. So, all right. So anyway, let's get on to the next song. And this is another beautiful song by Mr. Elvis Aaron, 2 E's, Presley. And it's called Until It's Time for You to Go. And there's a misconception out there that people think... it's about he's saying that she's dying, and it's not. She's not dying. He's saying, I'm not going to stand on the fact, or I'm not going to live in the fear that you're going to leave me. I'm going to love you with everything I have until it's time for you to go. If that time never comes, that's great. That means we're together forever. But I'm giving it to you. Wow, that sounded funny. 100% every day, because that's how much I love you and that's how I feel about you. And if it ends up that you decide to leave and go somewhere, I'm not holding back anything, because that might happen. So what a beautiful thing to say to somebody. Oh, my God. So, it starts, well, you'll hear it in the lyrics. So beautiful song. You're not a dream, you're not an angel, you're a woman. I'm not a king, just a man. Take my hand, we'll make a space in this life that we plan. Here we'll stay till it's time for you to go. Yes, we're different, worlds apart, we're not the same. We left and played like in the start of a game. You could have stayed outside my heart, but then you came. Here I'll stay till it's time for you to go. Don't ask why. Don't ask how. Don't ask forever. Love me, love me, love me, love me now. This love of mine had no beginning, has no end. I was an oak, now I'm a willow, I can bend. And though I'll never in my life see you again, here I stay till it's time for you to go. Don't ask why. Don't ask how. Don't ask forever. Just love me, love me. Won't you love me? Love me now. This love of mine had no beginning, has no end. I was an oak, now I'm a willow, I can bend. And though I'll never in my life see you again, here I stay till it's time for you to go. Here I'll stay till it's time for you to go. What a song that is. What a song that is. Always gets me. Always gets me. They all get me. What can I say? You know that. So, so we're rolling along. Nice show I think we had so far today. I don't know what time I started, so I would guess it's usually in the usual range of 40 something minutes to an hour. And I hope so far you've been enjoying it. And I'm going to end with this song that somebody once told me when I had sang it, and I put it up, I think, on Facebook. Wow, it took a lot of guts. Like, why? Oh, that's a hard song. I said, well, I didn't find it hard at all. And it's by the Association, and it's called Never My Love. And I love this song, too. I mean, just the thing that it says. You're wondering if I'm ever going to leave you? No, never. You're wondering if I'm ever going to grow tired of you? And no, sorry, no. How long is this going to end? It's not going to end. It's going to be, our whole life together. So put that fear aside, throw it in the garbage, and let's concentrate on us. What? Woo! So here is Never My Love, beautiful song by the Association. Oh, now you remember it? You ask me if there'll come a time when I'll grow tired of you. Never my love, never my love. You wonder if this heart of mine lose its desire for you. Never my love, never my love. What makes you think love will end when you know that my whole life depends? never my love, never my love. You say you fear I'll change my mind, I won't require you, never my love, never my love. How can you think love will end when I've asked you to spend your whole life with me? Never my love, never my love. Never, never, never my love. Love that song. Love it, love it, love it. I love them all. I love all songs, music. I love it. I do it all. I sing it all. I am the ultimate entertainer. Hey, that's my new name. Songfather's out. Ultimate entertainer is in. Kidding around. All right. So you know what? A lot of people ask me, and then we'll say goodbye. But we'll say until tomorrow. You know, where'd the name the Songfather come from? And so when I first started, you know, toying with the idea of not just singing at weddings and when I had a few cocktails and everything, but maybe you know, putting it out there. I joined a couple of these sites like Reverb Nation and everything, and so I would put the songs up, and you know, I was like, for a long time. I hit number 10, number 1, you know, on the Eastern Starboard in the United States for my genre and all that other stuff, and it was fun. But you know, you got to keep paying and paying, and but a lot of people were saying that wasn't me. No, you're not singing that. No, you're not. You know. No. So then I started like doing videos and putting them up, and then people were accusing me of lip syncing them. I'm like, I don't. You know, some people just got nothing better to do in life, I guess. I don't know, but so I just kept doing it and kept putting them out there, and I think my voice got stronger and better, and you know, my breathing got better, and you know, a lot of positive things happened, and then I started getting requests. Could you sing this one? Could you sing that one? Could you sing that one? Yeah, okay. And that's where you got the whole thing. Now the Songfather has granted your request. But they were calling me the Godfather. Godfather, could you sing this song for me? Godfather. I'm like, no, I'm not the Godfather. Songfather. Oh, yeah, I like that. And that's where it came from. So, you know, that's where you got the Songfather. You can see behind me, you know, it's like the Godfather poster, but it's the Songfather. You see that? With my friggin' forehead shining the light off it. But yeah, so that's where it came from. And I remember when I first did it, and I put something together. I put a logo together similar to the one behind me, and I showed it to my father, and he's like, "Don't ever switch. That is that's going to stick with you for the rest of your life." And this is a long, you know, just I don't know, 5-10 years ago now. Yeah, about 8 years ago. That's going to stick with you for the rest of your life. That is the greatest catchphrase I've ever seen. You know, I mean, here's a guy that spent, you know, almost 40 years in show business, and you know, so he knows what he's talking about. And so I took that, you know, to heart with me, and that's why it stays there. So, you know, I always talk about Freddie Rubino. I think he's just a great guy and a great talent, and he always. Like if he'll talk about, when he talks about me on his thing, he'll always say, "Oh, Songfather, I'm not worthy," and let me kiss your ring and stuff like that. So it's fun. It's fun, but I love the name. I love doing the requests for people, and especially the answers that I get back after I do it, and I hear about the smiles that it brought or the tears that it brought. You know, not that I want to make anybody cry, but the memory that it created. You know, when they asked for this, and we just had our friend yesterday. Frank Coutinho, whose mother passed away, and he wanted to hear that song, Softly As I Leave You. You know, when I had already finished with the show here, so, you know, I did it like I usually do. on the phone and sent it out. But I got so many answers from friends of his saying, "Wow, thank you very much. That was great. That was wonderful, isn't that?" And you know, that's what we look for when we do that. You know, when you're a chef, when you're a singer, when you're an entertainer, when you're in the movies, when you're a teacher, whatever you do in life, you're always looking for that. You know, not standing ovation, but you're always looking for that little applause, a pat in the back, you know, a thank you. And so let's all try to remember that, not, just kind of take things for granted, you know. Say thank you. Got into a big argument the other day that a lot of people don't tip when they go to Dunkin' Donuts. And I go, why? What am I tipping them for? What they do, make a cup of coffee? But that's what they're doing for a living. I already paid for my coffee. And I'm like, yeah, but it has nothing to do with them. If the change is 40 cents, give them the friggin' 40 cents. What's the big deal? No. It's like, wow, I don't understand it. And then you won't understand it until you have to, God forbid, one day go work for tips and minimum wage and everything, you know? Even though minimum wage is getting a little out of control, but about time. But, you know, stop. I don't understand. Some people are so reluctant to be nice. They say shit rolls downhill. I understand that. So, you know what? Take a step aside, let it roll past you, and be nice. That's all. That's all I got to say. I'm shutting up now. So thanks, everybody. I love you. Thank you for tuning in and for all those nice comments. And I'll see you tomorrow night. 2, 3, bam. Ciao. I'll be heading in to see Pop and see how he's doing. So have a good night, everybody.